While cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago often steal the spotlight, the United States is home to many underrated urban gems. These cities offer unique experiences, rich history, and stunning natural beauty, often without the crowds and inflated prices of more popular destinations. So we're hitting the road, ditching the guidebook's top 10 and uncovering the soul of America, one underrated city at a time. Get ready for an adventure because trust me, you haven't seen it all until you've explored these hidden treasures. First up, Portland, Oregon. This city is like that friend who always has the coolest vintage finds, makes their own kombucha, and somehow knows the best hidden hiking trails. It's a city that embraces its individuality, its quirks, and its love for all things sustainable. You walk down the street and there's a bookstore that feels like a time capsule, a coffee shop roasting beans from some remote village in Ethiopia, a food truck serving up vegan donuts that would make Homer Simpson drool. And the people, man, they're not afraid to be themselves. Tattoos, beards, bright colors, it's a celebration of self-expression. But it's not just the city vibes, it's the nature too. You're surrounded by mountains, forests, waterfalls. You can be hiking through a lush green trail in the morning, sipping a locally brewed IPA by the afternoon, and catching an indie band by the evening. Portland's got this energy, this pulse, that's both laid back and exhilarating at the same time. It's like the city took a deep breath of fresh air and said, yeah, this is how we do it. Don't even get me started on the food scene. Portland's a foodie's paradise, from farm-to-table restaurants to food carts slinging out-of-this-world tacos. And the coffee? Forget about it. It's like they've got a secret coffee bean source that the rest of the world doesn't know about. And speaking of secrets, Portland's got plenty of those too. Hidden bars with speakeasy vibes, underground music venues, vintage shops bursting with one-of-a-kind finds. You've got to be willing to explore, to get a little lost, to really discover the magic of this city. But that's the beauty of Portland. It rewards the curious, the adventurous, the ones who aren't afraid to stray from the beaten path. It's a city that gets under your skin, that makes you want to trade in your suit for a flannel and your laptop for a hiking backpack. It's a city that reminds you that it's okay to be different, to embrace your passions, to live life on your own terms. And that, my friends, is something truly special. Next stop, Charleston, South Carolina, where history meets hospitality with a side of sweet tea. This city is like stepping into a fairy tale, with its cobblestone streets, pastel-colored houses, and gaslights flickering in the evening breeze. You can practically feel the weight of history here, from the antebellum architecture to the stories whispered on every corner. But Charleston isn't stuck in the past. It's a city that honors its heritage while embracing the present, a place where you can find world-class dining, cutting-edge art, and a nightlife scene that's both sophisticated and down-to-earth. Start your day with a walk along the Battery, where you'll be greeted by grand mansions overlooking the harbor, each one with a story to tell. Get lost in the French Quarter with its charming boutiques and art galleries, and don't even think about leaving without trying the shrimp and grits. It's a Charleston institution. But Charleston is more than just pretty facades and delicious food. It's a city with a soul, a place where people greet you with a smile and a story, where the pace of life is just a little slower, a little more intentional. You can spend your days exploring historic plantations, learning about the Gullah Geechee culture, or simply relaxing on the beach with a good book. And in the evenings, the city comes alive with music from jazz to blues to bluegrass. Charleston is a city that gets under your skin, that makes you want to slow down, savor the moment, and appreciate the simple things in life. One thing that struck me about Charleston is the resilience of its people. This city has seen its fair share of hardship, from hurricanes to fires to the Civil War. But through it all, the people of Charleston have persevered, rebuilding their city and their lives with a spirit of determination and hope. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, beauty and strength can prevail. So, if you're looking for a city that's both charming and culturally rich, a place where you can relax, recharge, and reconnect with history, Charleston should be at the top of your list. Trust me, this southern gem will steal your heart. Chapter 3, Savannah, Timeless Beauty and Southern Grace. Savannah, Georgia. This city is like a time capsule. A place where the past feels ever present, where Spanish moss drapes over cobblestone streets and the air is thick with stories of pirates, poets and southern belles, Walking through Savannah's historic squares is like stepping back in time. Each square is like a little oasis with its own unique charm and history. You can almost imagine the rustling of hoop skirts and the clinking of glasses as gentlemen in seersucker suits sip sweet tea on a hot summer day. But Savannah isn't just about the past. It's a city that's very much alive and thriving, with a vibrant arts scene, a burgeoning culinary scene, and a youthful energy that's contagious. You'll find students sketching in the squares, musicians playing on the street corners, and chefs pushing the boundaries of Southern cuisine. One of the things I love most about Savannah is its walkability. You can easily spend a day exploring the historic district on foot, popping into antique shops, art galleries and cafes, and be sure to take a stroll along the Savannah riverfront, where you'll find shops, restaurants, and a beautiful view of the river. And speaking of food, Savannah has some of the best soul food I've ever tasted. From shrimp and grits to fried chicken to peach cobbler, your taste buds are in for a treat. And don't forget to try a Savannah classic, a praline from Leopold's Ice Cream. Savannah is a city that stays with you long after you've left. It's a place where you can slow down, breathe in the history, and savor the Southern charm. It's a city that reminds you that sometimes the best things in life are the simple things. A good conversation, a delicious meal, and a walk through a beautiful city. Chapter 4. New Orleans, a city that celebrates life. New Orleans. Just saying the name conjures up images of jazz music, colorful beads, and a city that knows how to party. But New Orleans is so much more than just Mardi Gras. It's a city with a soul as deep as the Mississippi River, a place where history, culture, and music intertwine to create something truly special. Walking through the French Quarter is like stepping into another world. The colorful buildings, the smell of beignets in the air, the sound of jazz music spilling out of every doorway, it's a sensory overload in the best possible way. You can't help but get swept up in the energy of the city, but New Orleans is also a city of contrasts. Behind the revelry and celebration, there's a deep respect for tradition and history. You can see it in the architecture, in the food, in the music. New Orleans is a city that remembers its past, even as it embraces the present. No trip to New Orleans is complete without experiencing the city's legendary music scene. From the jazz clubs of Frenchman Street to the brass bands parading through the streets, music is the lifeblood of this city. And the food, don't even get me started, but from gumbo to jambalaya to po' boys, New Orleans is a foodie's paradise. But what truly makes New Orleans special is its people. They're warm, welcoming, and resilient. They've been through a lot, from Hurricane Katrina to the BP oil spill, but they've come back stronger than ever. They know how to celebrate life, and they're always willing to share their city and their culture with visitors. New Orleans is a city that will stay with you long after you've left. It's a place where you can let loose, be yourself, and experience life to the fullest. It's a city that reminds you that it's okay to let go, have fun, and celebrate the good times. Chapter 5. Santa Fe, where art meets the soul of the Southwest. Santa Fe, New Mexico. This city is like a breath of fresh air, a place where the desert meets the mountains, where art and culture are woven into the very fabric of everyday life. It's a city that's both ancient and modern, a place where you can feel the presence of the past while embracing the present. Santa Fe is a feast for the senses. The adobe architecture, the smell of piñon wood burning in the fireplaces, the taste of a green chile. It's an experience that stays with you. Walking through the plaza, you're surrounded by Native American artists selling their jewelry and pottery, while the smell of fresh tortillas wafts from nearby restaurants. But Santa Fe is more than just a pretty face. It's a city with a rich history and culture, a place where Native American, Spanish, and Anglo influences have blended together to create something truly unique. You can explore ancient ruins, visit world-class museums, or simply soak up the beauty of the surrounding landscape. One of the things I love most about Santa Fe is its connection to nature. The city is surrounded by mountains, and there are endless opportunities for hiking, biking, and exploring the outdoors. And be sure to catch a sunset over the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It's a sight you won't soon forget. Santa Fe is a city that nourishes the soul. It's a place where you can slow down, reconnect with nature, and find inspiration in the art, culture, and beauty that surrounds you. It's a city that reminds you to appreciate the simple things in life, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of the wind in the trees, and the beauty of a handcrafted piece of pottery. Ora, go explore. So there you have it, 5 underrated cities that are bursting with character, culture, and adventure. These aren't your typical tourist traps. These are the places you go to escape the ordinary, to discover something new, to feel the pulse of a city that's off the beaten path. Look, I've been all over the world, seen the Eiffel Tower, walked the Great Wall, but there's something special about discovering the hidden gems in your own backyard. These cities reminded me that adventure is everywhere. You just got to know where to look. So book that ticket, pack your bags, and get ready to discover the soul of America. Trust me, you won't regret it.